There's a running gag between my friends and I on how we like to call ourselves office workers whenever we get around to play Counter-Strike. The joke is that we play a lot of CS Office, the hostage map in the game, and so in theme with the map, we're just regular employees clocking in to do our minimum wage shift when we click accept match. CS Office has 5 terrorists defending a hostage situation and a SWAT team whose goal is to rescue these poor souls. Now, everybody knows that this map is not very well suited for competitive play due to several flaws in map design. Economic issues in the form of overpriced weapons for the CTs, close quarters combat, and only 2 narrow choke points force the counter-terrorists to attempt a breach of a permanently on fire, permanently smoked, and permanently shot at hallway. In other words, when it comes to gameplay, the defenders have a huge advantage. The fight comes to them, and they have better equipment. The obvious choke points force both teams into long, drawn-out smoke battles, where everybody tries their luck to eliminate any unsuspecting and unfortunate enough opponent to be standing in the line of fire. Then, once more than half the round goes by with mostly nothing happening, and the smoke's now dissipated, it's now time to make a move. As a T, you have a few options when it comes to defending so long as the hostages don't make it out. If they're in an easier to hold location, you can play further back and closer to your team's spawn. This would include the conference room hostages, computer hostage, and T-spawn hostages. If not, as is the case if they spawn in the hallway or in paper, you'll have to play a little further up the map or ensure more terrorists are guarding it. If you wish to be adventurous, you can also just push out of your spawn. Any ground you gain on the map will be a big benefit for you, as the CTs will have to tackle more challenges in the controlled area, clearing angles, wasting utility, and being susceptible to getting shot in the head. This isn't to say that it's always possible or even advisable to rush out, because in the event that you've gained a foothold in an area like bathrooms, allowing you to flexibly disrupt both areas of the push, your end contribution to the round will solely be dependent on the amount of damage and kills you can get. If you die, you die. Still worth it every once in a while, I'd say, to throw the enemies off. My point is, you can do everything you need to do, usually from a safe position. You can wallbang the thin wall from spawn towards the elevators, you can throw endless utility on the choke points, you can hide in paper with a shotgun, you can hide in T-spawn with a shotgun, you can hide on the vending machine with a shotgun, you can hide by the other vending machine with a shotgun, you can hide around the corner of the long box with a shotgun.
So if you could be here around 9...
Let's talk guns for a second. Your arsenal as a terrorist can be anything you want. Rifles are still good, snipers are awesome, LMGs are godlike, and shotguns are the panacea of your CS Office game. Cheap, easy to use, and perfectly fit for the defense of your precious hostages in this claustrophobic map, the office hallways are always echoing with the beautiful sounds of the XM1014. On the flip side, as a CT, your options are limited. You can win by either defeating the entire enemy team or by rescuing one of the 2 hostages on the map before the timer runs out. However, this is not an easy task. You're going to have to plan ahead for everything I've described earlier in my guide for the terrorist side and much more. First, since you're a CT, your economy will be much tighter and generally you'll have limited access to good weapons. I recommend auto shotguns if you have the money, and the rest for armor and utility. Rescue kits should be considered under special circumstances, for the $400 investment will only cut down your hostage pickup timer from 4 seconds to 1. If your main concern is safety while you're picking the hostage up, remember that unlike a regular defuse, you can switch, reload, and even fire your weapon while grabbing a hostage. Whether the time difference is worth the expenditure or not, that's up to you to decide, but from my experience, it's not an every round type of buy, and would best be suited for rushes and rich people. Some actually good financial advice would be to have grenades, high explosives to poke, molotovs to clear pesky angles, and flashes and smokes to breach. At round start as a CT, it's best to split up to cover the area and give information to your team about any pushing terrorists. Uh-oh, watch out, they just rushed our spawn and are holding the hostage rescue zone. Or, watch out guys, there's a guy in bathrooms taking a shit on my team that's not listening to callouts. Things like that. Then, once it's time to make a move, you need to be sharp, efficient, and move with the power of a real SWAT unit. Generally, try to go for the aforementioned easy hostages. For instance, if the hostage spawns in the long hallway by T-spawn, you could easily put the enemy team into a pickle by strategically moving in with some flashes and smokes. Flash the peak, pre-fire the Schrodinger's vending machine camper, burn out the long chair head glitcher, and smoke out the T-spawn. And boom, the hostage is yours, and the game is now flipped around. Now, you see, hopefully if you've never touched CS Office before in your life, then I gave you a good introduction to how it plays to make it a little less intimidating. But the more important topic at hand is not just the gameplay, because as I've already touched on this a little bit, it's in plain words a frustrating, repetitive, and unbalanced mess of a map. Instead, it's the idea of Office that matters. Something beyond the endless noob tube and auto sniper platters. Maybe it's the people you meet, the friends you make, or the salty enemies you defeat. It is said that CS Office has a stereotype of attracting the most weird people. Having over 113 games played at this point, I can confidently say that it's true to a certain extent. Being one of the oldest and most unchanged maps, it feels comfortable and easy to learn. Something about resisting change and keeping to old ways is perhaps one of the reasons this map has such a cult following. And the more I think about this, the more I realize that in fact, there's a huge overlap between the map's gameplay and the people it draws in. Now, think about this for a second. Basement dwellers love the comfort and safety of their enclosed walls and have grown accustomed to the smell of unwashed clothes. Similarly, Office players bask in the comfort of camping with a noob tube and paper every round, also grown accustomed to the smell of constant fire and smoke grenades. Crazy. For all I care, I respect every single officer there is out there. If you work here, you're badass, okay? This building right here is the Goldman Sachs of CS and where all the money gets made. Everybody who has ever dreamed of making big bucks has thought of this place. You may even ask your child right now, what do you want to be when you grow up, kid? And 9 times out of 10, they're gonna say something along the lines of, oh, I want to be an investment banker in CS Office. The earnings potential here every round is so good you can probably buy a yacht. Or a gun. And the commissions go through the roof if you rescue some hostages or get some shotgun kills. The sky's the limit. But you see, corporate life always has its drawbacks. The stark reality most aspiring officers fail to see is that your earnings are not worth the stress and the abuse you take on the job. The hours are terrible, the elevators never work, and hell, there's no life insurance in this forsaken place. Counter-Strike as a franchise has evolved over the years to become a titan of gaming, captivating competitive gamers from around the world, breaking player count records, and being every human first baby steps towards a gambling addiction. This game really has it all. And in the process, it has mutated to become too powerful while losing its charm. Now hear me out. Firstly, as time has gone on, most maps have been refined to perfection. While this makes them bug-free, easy to pick up, and perfect for esports viewing, it's sort of had the unintentional effect of watering down any flavor left in the games. Every map plays pretty much the same, and most strategies you will use will not differ greatly from one map to another. Now, obviously this game has an uncapped skill ceiling for movement, map knowledge, and weapons, but in general, for most of us common folk who will inevitably hit a peak and play at a fair level through the ELO system, you're rarely going to see any crazy changes in the way one map is played from another. In fact, the other week I remember playing like 3 full games of Premiere instead of studying for my final test, and when I went to bed that night, I would lie on my back, unable to fall asleep as I was trying to remember what maps I played during that day. My brain refused to sleep before that memory was restored, and I really had to think hard about it with my eyes open in the middle of the night. And no, it's not that I have the memory of a goldfish, it's just like they started blending together. And that made me consider for a second, was I really having fun? I wasn't particularly bored either, or else I would have just went on to play something else, right? And that night I thought to myself, that's an awfully similar experience to working. You know, the tedious type of work. The type where you plug in your 3-hour playlist and just start doing it on autopilot. In those games that I was failing to recall, I remarked that there wasn't much brain activity, but just enough to keep me playing. By the way, I played 3 games of Vertigo on that day. Secondly, skins. Everybody loves them, and so do I. Not only are they nice to look at, but in a weird way, they're sort of status symbols. So yes please, I would love my eyes to witness the best skins that there are on the market every time I play the game. Playing Counter-Strike without skins at this point is like trying to eat breakfast without YouTube. You really slow down to enjoy your cereal as you look out the window to hear the early morning's bird chiming. No thanks, that sucks actually. I need my industrially pumped 3-hour video essay about Mario Kart in the background or else I'm bored. I'm most certainly bored when I'm trying to hold an angle and I have a moment of realization mid-game that what is it worth if I'm holding this angle but I'm not holding a glowing AK-47 in my hands. And moreover, the unfortunate truth about these monetary items is that they just keep us attached. It's the reason why Fortnite's Battle Pass was such a hit. You feel the need to play because you're invested in it, and you wouldn't want to miss this week's mission. There's definitely some overlap here in CS, although skins are not goals or objectives like Battle Pass missions are, rather just eye candy. I believe there's something that can be traced here to our desire to keep playing. The attachment we feel to skins is most definitely natural human behavior. I'm not going to deny that. We're hardwired to try and assert ourselves as worthy, wealthy, and fun, to present ourselves as clean white-collar gamers who have virtual gloves, instead of being honest wife-beater wearing blue-collar gamers ready to click heads for a living. You can flex your skins. That's the most important part about them. I know I'm guilty of prioritizing spectating any teammates with a knife. Oh, and look! You could get one right here. Just try your luck on a case drop you get every week for a small price and you could win big, says Gaben. And so you see, I'm purposefully painting a gloomy picture of CS2. To me, everything about CS2 feels corporate. The maps are just not creative, the game modes are either missing or just not supported, all the map lore has been dumbed down to generic SAS, CTs, and Ruski terrorists, the skins are getting children addicted to gambling, and despite all of this, we still keep coming back. We keep smelling the syrup. In the same way that we keep going to our job, not out of love for what we do, but because we're all on a fucking leash to Valve. And when they tell us "bah" in the form of a new operation, we fucking give it to them because they own us. We're all unpaid employees of Valve, people. That's the truth you don't see. I believe Counter-Strike has become the office work of gaming. Classic, watered down, and uneventful. And so, what if the map CS Office really is the last hope? In a twisted paradox that would make you believe this map is not just for the most creepy people on Earth, instead, it's the stark ray of sunshine piercing the basement's windows that is the game Counter-Strike 2, where art comes to life, where friends are made and killed, where the unconventional becomes the norm. A map unlike any other cookie-cutter diffuse scenario where you will have to tackle challenges you've never faced before. The corporate theme that is depicted in CS Office is the most distant corporate aspect of the game. It's the smoke break in the middle of an 8-hour shift. And so, ladies and gentlemen, it's time we ask for a raise or find a new job. Perhaps a good entry-level position for those who haven't played it yet will be that in CS Office. We treat our unpaid interns with respect. Thanks for watching. I hope this video was at least a little more thought-provoking than an astrology-based motivational quote. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you all next time.